Some I held, some slipped away. One street over where my memories exist. I wondered what would change, I really couldn't say. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known that would have kept me from the one I had today. Except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known that would have kept me from the one I had today.
All right, good morning. You are tuned into 1100 WSGI, and this is Lee Marie in for U-Turn Laverne on One Street Over. I'm so glad that you have joined us. We have had an amazing week. Yesterday, we interviewed Michael Crawley, the new director, or the new owner, I should say, of the Springfield Capitol Theater. So that was a great interview. If you missed any part of that, please go on Facebook or YouTube and watch it, or on the WSGI1100.com website. But before we start today's show, let's go to the Lord in prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for today. Thank you for waking us up. Thank you for having a special purpose for each and every person who is listening right now. We thank you for this show. We thank you for WSGI. We thank you for the guests coming in and sharing their knowledge with us, their early morning with us. Just take this show exactly where you want it to go. We love you. We praise you. We need you in the mighty and matchless name of Jesus. Amen. All right. Cheyenne Phillips is in the house.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. I love having first-time guests. That's super fun. So I want to make sure we give you all the time that you need, because it's an important week, right? Huge week in your industry. All right. And Cheyenne, what is your title over there at the Emergency Management Services?
So I am a lieutenant with Robertson County EMS. I've served with them for almost 10 years now. And I also do a lot of our PR, Touch a Truck events. I've seen all around the county doing those things at schools and churches. So that's my main role, is working on the ambulance as well as doing a lot of these PR events.
All right. Okay. Now is this week one of the busiest weeks for y'all?
It absolutely is. It is a huge week for EMS.
So do you want to talk about some of the warning things or some of the more common?
I do.
Okay.
I was very excited for this opportunity. I hate to state the obvious, but it is hot this week. Mm-hmm. And with Freedom Fest coming up tomorrow and the 4th of July being this weekend altogether, we're worried about a lot of heat injuries. Mm-hmm. And we want to kind of get through to the public and let them know what to look for if their loved ones, check on each other and touch bases with that. So I wanted to talk about the difference between heat exhaustion and heat stroke.
Oh, good idea.
Which is something that we're going to see a whole lot of. Mm-hmm. So heat exhaustion, that is your normal, I've been working outside a little too long. I'm hot. I might be nauseous, but you're still sweating a whole lot and you may feel some cramps. Now, that is absolutely something where we could go inside, make sure we stay hydrated, and get in some AC and kind of fix that ourselves. Heat stroke, however, is not that way. That is a life-threatening emergency. And we're going to see more of dry, hot skin. They might sweat, but highly unlikely. And altered mental status, loss of consciousness, So ultimately, slash being confusion and passing out or having seizure-like activity. All of those things is an absolute reason that you should be calling 911 for your loved ones and friends over this next few hot days.
All right. So that was heat stroke.
That's heat
okay.
stroke
All right.
versus heat exhaustion.
Okay. And then heat exhaustion.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And I would like to talk a little bit about some firework safety.
Oh.
And that is going along with, I spoke with some of our firemen down at Springfield Fire and some things that they wanted to, if they could have came up here and said. The first of them being, I got the same joke of, this is going to be someone's last weekend with all 10 fingers.
Oh.
That we know, which is unfortunate. However, I think for our pediatric population, I think the biggest thing is adult supervision. Adults being around those kids, helping them maintain distance, being protected during all the festivities is really going to help a lot. And for adults is sobriety. We want to see people being sober, doing these things. So be very careful of that, as well as never throw hot fireworks in trash. That is also what the fire department wanted me to tell everybody, because it's a high risk for fires and you don't want your house catching on fire, or a dumpster that's next to your house, something like that. So sobriety and checking on our little ones and making sure everything's cold.
And then I was reminded yesterday, my guest that I had on, she knew that gentleman last year in Springfield where, someone has shot a gun in the air and it came down in his head and killed him.
Yes, ma'am. Unfortunately, everything that comes up is going to come back down. And I think proper gun safety, what we're taught when we start our firearms training, is something that needs to be remembered, especially during this time. We want people to have fun. We want people to remember this 4th of July and everyone to come, but that comes with looking out for ourselves and each other.
Definitely. And don't be afraid to speak up. When you see somebody doing something that's unsafe, I know that some people, don't want to be like, the complainer or whatever, but, you could save a life.
Absolutely.
So, if you see something that's very dangerous, you need to speak up.
See something, say something.
And things can happen so fast.
Absolutely, it does, in seconds.
What are the more common, like you said, don't, be putting hot fireworks in the trash? Is that one of the bigger things?
That is so common, and you think it wouldn't be, but it is. And we see a lot of dumpster fires during this time. Luckily, a lot of them aren't near houses, but some of those are, and that's your home. So making sure you're spraying stuff down with a hose, just some things like that, good housekeeping things. We want people, like I said, to enjoy the 4th and shoot those fireworks off and remember what it's all about. But we don't want you to burn your house down or your neighbor's house in the process.
Right. Very good. Other tips?
No, man, I think that's about it. Just the biggest one is check on each other.
Okay.
Check on your neighbor, check on your friends, make sure everybody's okay. Take breaks. I know a lot of people are going to be mowing the grass, getting their house ready for guests to come over, weed eating, doing all that. That's phenomenal, but take breaks. It is so hot right now that even myself doing the same thing, I'm taking breaks, drinking water, drinking some Gatorade for that salt, whatever you need to do to make sure that you're not going to end up as a heat casualty over the weekend.
Very good. And also leave out extra bowls of water for your pets if you have pets that are out, even if they're out for a little bit of time.
Absolutely.
Because they're all going through a lot of water too.
Yes, they are. And that fur and their little paws on the hot pavement, we gotta be careful.
Yeah, be careful if you're taking your dogs anywhere because, not only is the pavement hot from the sun, but it can also be hot from, fireworks or whatever,
Also that.
So,
Yes, ma'am.
excellent. And if people have an issue, obviously they call 911 first. But is there a number, if they maybe just see something is not an emergency yet, but it's like, okay, this is a train wreck ready to happen. Is there like some type of a non-emergency
We have a
line?
non-emergency line,
Okay.
but my rule of thumb that I tell people is you may not realize it's an emergency, but we might categorize it that way.
Okay.
So just call 911
Okay.
if you think it's something of note, and let them kind of handle it out.
Okay.
Our dispatchers are phenomenal in this city and county, and they're really good at their jobs. I'm not saying bombard the 911 system because that's going to delay EMS, delay PD, delay fire. But if you have a legitimate concern, call 911 and let them sort it out on what they believe is an emergency and non versus you doing it.
Okay. And then maybe you even might want to just start that conversation with that this is not an emergency yet. I just want to
Absolutely.
let
You can,
you know,
you
just
say
so they
all
know
of those things.
Yeah, because then they can prioritize. If there's another call on the other line that is an emergency, they'll like put you on hold. And,
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it. Is there any other phone numbers that you need to give for your office or anything like that for information wise, or
No, ma'am.
a
We're gonna
Facebook site or a website?
We are on Facebook,
Okay.
so I always recommend everybody kind of get into our Facebook page, following it. It's Robertson County EMS.
Okay. That's what it's
and
called, just
we're-
Robertson County EMS.
It might be Emergency Medical Services.
Okay.
I've shortened it so often,
Okay.
but we're very, very active, and you're going to see us all around on Freedom Fest. I'll be there myself. We have several cooling stations set up, and it's going to be a great time. Good music, good food, good friends, but we want everybody to stay safe.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Cheyenne.
so much.
All right. So it's emergency medical services, not emergency management services.
Medical.
Oh, okay.
You had Director Blake Pierce here a few
he
weeks
was
ago.
management?
He's management.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
So
Well,
he's
great.
kind of the big brains.
Well, it's great to meet you, and we'll be praying for all of you guys. And boy, that's going to stick in my head about don't want this 4th of July to be the last 4th that you have all 10 fingers. Oh my
It
goodness.
is unfortunate. Yes,
Oh,
ma'am,
my
we do
goodness.
see it.
Yeah, that's a good thing to say to people when you see them, maybe being a little bit unsafe with their fireworks. You can say, you don't want this to be your last.
With all 10 fingers. Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
goodness. All right. Well, thank you so much. God bless. All right. As she makes her way out and Mark Thomas makes his way in, I'm going to go ahead and thank one of our fabulous sponsors who makes this show possible.
If you've been wanting a chance to sit down and talk with Barry and Rebecca Richards with Exit Prime Realty, super simple. Just reach out to them at sellwithbecky.com, or by BUYRobertsonCounty.com, or call them 615-504-7425, 615-504-7425, or 7424. Or how about just stopping by Kilgore Park on July 3rd for the big Independence Day celebration. We're all going to be out there. They'll be there, and they'd love to answer your questions. Maybe you're wanting to get a free market analysis. Sometimes they have their computer with them, and they can do it right there. Whatever your needs are, whether it's buying or selling. Maybe you want to be a realtor. They would love to talk to you. Brandy Hastings is part of Exit Prime Realty now. But you can find out all about the listings they have or the process of selling your home. You can reach out to them anytime and get in touch with them, but they would love to see you again at Kilgore Park on July 3rd up in Cross Plains. I'll be there as well, and I hope you'll join us. But reach out today to Barry and Rebecca Richards, Exit Prime Realty, sellwithbecky.com, or by BUYRobertsonCounty.com. Give them a call, 615-504-7425, 615-504-7425, and let them know U-Turn sent you. Valor Mortgage is here to serve you and make sure that you get all of your loan questions answered, because buying a home is one of the biggest decisions you're ever going to make. Why would you want to have a lender that's going to just treat you like a number? And if you call those 1-800 numbers, that's what you're going to get. You want to work with your neighbors. Work with Chris Armentrout and the experienced loan officers at Valor Mortgage. Whether it be a VA loan, a VHA loan, they have every option you need to get you the loan you need right now. Conventional jumbo financing. They're going to get you to the closing table. They're not just in the business of mortgages. They're in the business of making home ownership possible. If it's your first home, if you're refined, if you just want investment opportunities, Valor Mortgage is ready to serve you. Give them a call, 615-671-9178, 615-671-9178, or go to valor.mortgage to get pre-approved today. Because when it matters most, you deserve a lender you can trust. Buy with confidence. Buy with Valor. Valor Mortgage. NMLS number 1210804. DBA of Encore Lending Group. NMLS 1249911. Equal housing lender. Subject to credit approval. Rates and terms subject to change without notice. Not a commitment to lend.
All right. Okay, I'm back in studio here, and we do have Mark Thomas in the house.
Sure that you get
All right, good morning.
Not too high. Leave it where it was.
And we are live right now on WSGI, and we have Mark Thomas in the house. So we were just setting up everything for him to play a little bit on his piano. All right, Mark Thomas, there's your microphone right there, sir.
Hey, good morning.
All right, now it's on. Go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mark. Thank you so much for making the trek over here. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Awesome. So,
Next
Mark,
time I'm going to come camp out the night before, so I'm here so I can get up with the roosters.
oh my goodness. And I did post this. I don't know. Do you have somebody that does this for you, or do you do it? Okay.
Yeah, he's really.
I was going to
cheap.
say
it's myself.
Well, you do a great job because every time I look at it, it looks like a magazine cover.
Well, thank you.
And, you should be on every magazine because you're so fabulous. But anyways, so Mark is a legend here in Middle Tennessee and, well, the world. But someone was telling me, okay, great. Thank you very much. People are messaging in. Awesome. So not only is he going to be at the Bluebird Cafe July 12th.
That's right.
But also, where else? You want to read those?
Well, I'll be leading a songwriting workshop somewhere in Springfield on July 11th. Where is that?
That is going to be at Well in the Square, which is inside Crossroads Bookstore right by our historic courthouse, which I'm actually wearing a picture of our historic courthouse right here. So, yes, that will be July 11th. It is a Saturday at 5 p.m. to 6:30, actually. Yes, 5 p.m. to 6:30.
Cool.
And that is only $25, which this is a steal to be able to be in the presence of someone like Mark Thomas.
Please, thank you. And then the 12th, I'm at the Bluebird. To get tickets for that, you have to be quick on the draw. Monday morning, all of the tickets for the week go on sale. You have to be online, ready to go.
Now, is that this coming Monday?
And everything sells out instantly.
Okay.
I'll be there on the 12th. Okay. On the 17th, I'll be in Murfreesboro at the Dewdrop Jamboree. It's produced by Larry Martin. It's a wonderful show, mainly country classic, just keeping alive the old great country music. And we're going to be at Seasons. So you could come enjoy a great dinner, and there's dancing and a wonderful band and a wonderful lineup of singers he's got. He always puts on a great show. Then on the 23rd, I'll be with the Music City Quartet performing in Muscle Shoals, which I'm so excited about. It's a 2.5-hour show, and we're going to be at a Coliseum there, so it sounds like a big fun time together. On the 30th, I'll be leading a songwriting workshop online for the Academy of Christian Country Music, produced by Bev McCann, Marty Smith. That'll be a fun time. That'll be a Zoom meeting.
Okay.
And the 31st, I'm with the quartet again in Franklin.
So that's the Music City Quartet, right?
Yeah, Music City Quartet, and that's in Franklin. So that's something that that's not too far for people to travel.
Right. We'd love to have you sometime at the Springfield Capitol Theater. That just opened.
Yeah, let us know.
That just opened, and yesterday,
Great.
That was the interview. Actually, we interviewed Michael Crawley for the whole hour. Because it's the talk of the town here,
Yeah, it's exciting.
And I will mention today is the last day you can see Toy Story because Minions comes tomorrow. But yeah, we're excited to have that theater up and restored, and it's just beautiful. I'd love for you to see it now because I think you saw it when it was just being in progress. So yeah, we would love to eventually see live music there. So
that'd be great. Let's do it.
Hoping for that. But
I love your T-shirt too, by the way.
Thank you. I do love our historic courthouse. Our downtown square is just coming alive.
It's wonderful.
So, but I know that we did want to, hear some piano playing as well from you because you are so multi-talented. And for those people that don't know Mark Thomas, can you give a little bit of your background, how you kind of started or?
Well, I started, my mom signed me up for piano lessons at church. And I said, no, I don't want to do that. She said, you're going to. So that's how I got started. And then I said, within a few years I was playing for church. And then that was maybe 8 or 9. By the time I was a senior, I was off to major in music. So I became a music major. After that, I got a master's degree in it and moved to Tennessee. I was worship leader, full-time worship leader, and youth leader at First Baptist Smithville. And I'm currently at Faith Baptist Church as worship leader. I'm there on Sundays. And so I guess I started as a pianist and then got into writing, songwriting, started singing, started acting. Just one thing kind of led to another.
And then I know that, how long have you done the Sunday Morning Country Chorale?
I've led them for several years now. I think it started. I think I got that in before the pandemic.
Okay. All right. And you did an amazing job.
Oh,
with
thank
that.
you.
And
Appreciate
this past
that.
show, it was so awesome.
It was a great show.
We had about, I don't know, 25 or 30 of our friends that came, and they absolutely loved
Did
it.
they love it?
They
Good.
did.
They'll come back next year, I hope.
They will every
Bring
time.
somebody with
every
them.
year it just gets bigger and bigger. So,
It's great having you and Steven in the corral.
oh, well, thank you. And afterwards we went to a different restaurant because we knew that our whole clan wouldn't, be able to go with a normal after party was. So, but Julianne, I heard, made it over there. So she's one of our good friends, and I know she also is one of the people that is signed up for your workshop.
Oh, good.
Yeah, Julianne and John Baumgardner.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's one of Shannon and John are really close friends, and
Nice.
so we had brought them to the corral, and then I hear he's already doing private lessons with you.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. She's a blessing to know.
Oh, very cool. So you do private lessons in a lot of different things, don't you?
Private voice, private piano, also class, but and then acting as well.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
Whatever you need, songwriting, conducting.
So we got questions from the audience.
Yes. Okay, go ahead. Stephen has a question from the audience.
One of the big questions.
Okay, one of the big questions. Can anybody learn to sing? Well,
Only people who can talk.
okay, there you
If
go.
you can talk, you can sing.
All right, I love
If
that.
you can walk, you can dance.
I love
You
it.
can wave bye-bye. You can play the piano.
Well, I love how you transform people, even in that chorale in such a short amount of time. You see people just growing, just from those few days of rehearsal.
great.
That's so exciting.
That makes me happy to hear you say that, because that's a goal of mine. I have 3 goals: for it to be spiritually meaningful, to be a great time of fellowship, fun, and for it to be musically challenging.
Well, and it is. It's all of that. That's why we didn't miss one day of rehearsal because
I love that. Thank you. You ask, can anybody sing? If you can talk, you can sing. As a matter of fact, I tell my students, look, nobody wants to hear you sing. Mm-hmm. If you want to hear singing, you go to the opera, you go to a choral concert. But all of these commercial people, and by commercial music, I mean people singing pop, rock, Broadway, bluegrass, Christian, whatever genre, nobody's singing. They're all using their speech level technique. They're saying the words on the pitches of the song. So if you can talk, you're already, quote, singing. Well, all we have to do is get you on pitch, and, and depends on what you bring to it emotionally and from your own personal perspective. There's some tweaks we can do. But, you don't talk like this and sing a different way. This is how you sing. So if you can talk, you're already there.
And I love when you do those examples of, this is singing, then you're like, this is singing. Yeah, with your talking voice, it makes so much sense.
Yeah,
and yet
good.
people all the time just keep using their singing voice.
Right.
And you can barely hear
Nobody wants to hear that. And it's hard to understand because we've just so conditioned to believe singing is this. Well, so people can understand, I say, so why do you go to the movies? Do you say, oh, I haven't seen any acting lately, let's go watch some acting? No, you go to the movies for the story. And as soon as you see that they're acting, it takes you out of the story. And that's what people want commercially too. They want you up there telling them a great story. And as soon as they hear singing, they think, oh, they're trying to impress me with their voice, or it takes you out of the story.
I love that. That's awesome. Very cool. 7:25. How did that happen? That's okay. We got the whole 35 minutes left. That's right. We started, the first part of the show, we had emergency management, emergency medical services on because we are right in the middle of 4th of July week and there's a lot of things that are happening. And we just need to be reminded of a lot of that. So if you're just tuning in now, remember this whole show is on YouTube and Facebook, so you can watch it and please share it. The algorithms, we're not going to just come up in everybody's feed. And this show today, I think is so wonderful because not only do we have those great reminders from people who, like, I don't know if you guys heard any of her interview, but one of my favorite lines that she said is, don't let this be the 4th of July that you have, the last 4th of July you have with all 10 fingers.
Oh, I told all my I told all my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday students, before the holiday, I said, listen, when I see you next week, I want you to have all 10 fingers.
Oh my gosh, how funny.
You're going to need all 10 to play piano next week.
Oh,
so
see,
guard them this weekend.
That's great. That's great because she said it's so common.
Yeah.
There will be people,
Terrible.
on Monday at work with bandages on and not all 10 digits.
Question for the audience.
Question.
So many people want to get their kids into piano, and sometimes kids are a little bit hard. They don't want to practice and all this. So what kind of advice do you have for parents who have their kids in piano or want to bring their kids to you for getting them to practice?
Okay, so for those of you that didn't hear the question, what do you do if you want your kids to take piano lessons, they don't want to practice?
Well, I just ask the parents, well, do they want to brush their teeth in the morning? Do they want to brush their teeth before they go to bed? Do they want to wake up on Sunday and go to church? Do they want to do their homework? Maybe not, but all of that's very important. It's an important part of growth. And we have a body, a soul, a mind, and music feeds what sports doesn't feed. And I think that's super important. And you're also going to learn discipline. And one of the things that's in such short supply today is delayed gratification. Everything for kids comes instantly. You open your iPad, you open your phone, you open the laptop, everything's right there, boom, 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 instant gratification. And it's like farming, If you want tomatoes or flowers, you plant seeds today, and then you're disciplined about watering, weeding, fertilizing, and you're going to get them in a few weeks. And who's farming? What kids are farming today and planting things? But there aren't many activities anymore that require delayed activity, delayed gratification.
No, and that's a good point about because, your mom made you take lessons.
She made me, yeah.
And you didn't initially want to do it, but thank you, Mom.
Thank you a million times. Thank you. I'd be lost without music.
And look at how many people, Mark, you have impacted and changed their lives. Thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, really. All because Mom said, no, you're taking piano lessons. Right. So don't feel bad, and go ahead.
I think of Colton Dixon. Colton came to me when he was 10 years old for piano and told me, and I get all my piano students to sing. I had this piano improv system that's very quick and efficient and successful. It gets you jamming right away. And then I teach kids to sing, so there's a melody while they're jamming. Well, he did great at the jamming part, but he didn't want to sing. And he said, he was so shy. He said, I'll quit if you make me sing. Yeah. But I was pretty persistent, and I never gave up on that, and that finally happened. But I go to his concerts, and he is such the real deal. And his first project was called Messenger. He feels like he's a messenger and that he's fulfilling his calling here from the Lord to share this good news. And so I go to his concerts and I see all the lives he's touching, and I think of that as ripples. You drop your pebble in the pond and then the ripples don't seem to stop, So I think, wow, his ripples are my ripples, and it's all for the kingdom to further the kingdom.
That's such a good point. Definitely. When you sit there at the concert, you just remember when he would not sing and you were like, you're singing. That's great. And I know, the parents, there's a reason why parents, know more and know best. They've been here, and
Yes.
they're experienced, and they really do have your best interest at heart.
Parents don't give that mantle up. Don't lay that down and let the kid make the decisions. If you're a kid, you're possibly making lifelong decisions. You're letting these lifelong decisions be made by a fifth grader.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a very good point.
Parents know better.
I think it was on yesterday's show, Dawn and I were talking about how there's so many things going on, and even free events that would be so wonderful to take children to, but so many parents are asking their kids, oh, hey, do you want to go to this? And they'll just say no because it's new. But instead you just got to be like, hey, this is where we're going. We've got a surprise for you. And you take them to that fishing rodeo or whatever it is, There is a wonderful venue in St. Louis called the St. Louis Municipal Opera, and you call it the Muni for short. It seats 12,000 people.
an outdoor theater. It's one of the biggest stages ever. And all summer long, when I was growing up, they brought in a different Broadway show. It only had one dark night a week where the set changed. And they brought on the biggest stars of the day. Wow. Well, my dad's boss gave him tickets one day. He comes in and gives them to Mom. Mom tells me, hey, we're going to the Municipal Opera tonight. And I was like, no way. I'm not. I was in fifth grade. I was like, no way. I'm not going to the opera. I don't want to see that. I'm old enough to stay home. You're going. So I was just furious. So I go, and I was a TV-aholic by that age. And we sat down in the seats. The curtain opens, and I was like, wow, this is live television. And I was hooked. The show was The Most Happy Fella. And I had seen snippets of that on the I Love Lucy show when they went to Broadway. So I was familiar with it a little. I was like, I'm watching live TV. Who thought of this? And I wanted to be up there. And I was so shy, too. It was years before I ever started acting. But I think the desire to was certainly born that night.
So that was a transforming period for you, too.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, great example. Oh, another question from the audience. Why don't you?
The idea of a triple threat. And I know in acting class, people that say, oh, I'm a triple threat. So can you say a little bit about that? And I know it's so important for kids who want to be in musical theater.
Yeah,
How to become a triple threat.
Well, of course, that would be singing, dancing, and acting. And I think to get started, just find your main thing there.
Strength.
Of those three, what's your strength? Pursue that, and then open the doorway to the others. I'm a terrible dancer, and I try to take roles that don't require choreography, but it's not always possible.
Now, Mark.
But
I can help.
Yeah, I wonder, where I could get some help. But just you want to strengthen your weaknesses as well as your strengths.
And be open, because you know what, I'm reminded when I first got to town, I was in the Patsy and Loretta movie and dancing, as a dancer. And because I was new to town, everybody else already had their dance partners here. My dance partner I did not bring with me. So I was the only one of the swing dancers there that didn't have a dance partner. And so, I kind of talked to some of the people on set because I've been in a lot of things like that. And I said, we should try to dance together because you never know who they're going to put with who, because sometimes it's based on what you're wearing, And so, but nobody wanted to dance with me. They always wanted to stay with their people. I'm like, that's fine. So then it was kind of funny because when it came time for, the dancing portion, they called down to the, the green room or, the staging area where the other actors were. And they said, any actors down there want to pretend they're a dancer? And this one kid shot up the stairs and I'm like, come on over here. In 5 minutes, I taught him so much that he and I actually got more dance, screen time than the others that wouldn't dance with me. Wow. So it's kind of funny, but he was open to it, and he realized, hey, and that's what he said to me. He said, I've been in a lot of stuff, but I've never danced, and I'd love to get some experience. And it only took him 5 minutes to learn what we call the secret weapon, which is like a little sequence of like about 5 moves that make you look real good. And so it's not that hard as as you might think. I mean, I know everybody learns at a different pace. I've had people that. Well, everybody usually comes to me and says, I have 2 left feet, I have no rhythm or whatever. It really just takes people a different amount of time. That's all.
Right.
Some people can pick it up like that. Some people
don't give up.
Yeah, you don't give up. But this kid wanted it and he learned it in 5 minutes and he did a great job. And so, be open to it and, and try it. And like you said, the triple threat is good to have some, dance experience. So, and you can learn stuff in 5 minutes.
Sure.
You really can.
My philosophy is if it's not great, I'm just not through with it yet. Just don't stop until it is.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Very cool. All right. So you ready to play a song on the piano for us? Would that be all right?
Yeah.
All right. While you're getting ready for that, I'm going to do one of our last commercials here because we do appreciate all of our sponsors, and we could not do that without them. This is Lee Marie. I'm in for U-Turn Laverne. So if you're waking up and you're thinking it's Wednesday morning, no, it is Thursday, July 2nd. Happy July, everybody. But I do want to just let you guys know that it is the very important week, obviously, with our 250 happening, and I just want you all to be safe. I did post on my Facebook page a whole bunch of things going on. There's great music, great food, just everywhere. I know Greenbrier is going to be one of our favorite places because we love bluegrass, and so they're going to have some amazing bluegrass in Greenbrier. So they're starting Friday night with Turning of the Pig and a pickin' party starting at 5, so everybody's welcome to bring their instruments out. And then, of course, Saturday, Greenbrier's having a parade at 10. And then the Freedom Steppers, which is a patriotic line dance team, is going to be performing right after the parade. They got an orchestra playing patriotic music and then great bluegrass and great food. So that's going to be probably my favorite pick of, so I'm sorry, all the other 50 places are going to be mad at me, but I am going to be over there in Greenbrier. So anyways, check out my Facebook page for other places as well. And let's just hear this one last commercial break.
Hi, friends. This is Brother T at WSGI, and I want to tell you that the Mark Trammell Quartet is coming back to Ebenezer Baptist Church on Thursday night, July the 2nd at 7 o'clock p.m. Mark Trammell Quartet, one of the best in the business, and we're so excited that we get to host them once more at Ebenezer in Greenbrier. Bring the kids, bring the grandkids, because everyone under the age of 18 will be admitted free. We will suggest a $10 donation at the door for everyone else, and we will take a love offering for the Mark Trammell Quartet. On Thursday night, July the 2nd at 7 o'clock p.m., Mark Trammell Quartet, Ebenezer Baptist Church in Greenbrier. Come on out and be with us. I'll see you there.
All right, we are back, and this is Lee Marie in for U-Turn Laverne on One Street Over. So she will be back on Monday. She's taking a much-deserved break now that she is out of school, and so I will be with you all tomorrow as well. And tomorrow we have Chris Orndorff. Colonel Orndorff is going to come in and talk about George Washington and the divine hand of God on our nation and our founders. How appropriate is that? The day before the 4th of July. And so that is what's going to be happening tomorrow. So tune in. I know there's a really cool movie out called The Young Washington, Young George Washington. So anyways, we'll have Chris Orndorff tomorrow, and then followed by that, because it's the first Friday, it is Health Freedom Friday, which means we're going to have Pat Samler on. She's our favorite homeopath, talking about natural remedies. And so she's going to be on from 8 to 9. And then don't forget, tomorrow, even though normally in the downtown square, we have First Friday Market. However, tomorrow, because the city of Springfield is doing their big, huge Freedom Fest, they will not be having the First Friday Market in the square. However, I did find out that the theater is going to be playing Maverick, I guess, I think around 10 something after the Freedom Fest gets out. So just know that there is a ton of going on, and you can always go to my Facebook page to check that out. Also, in the Square Facebook page. All right, we're going to have Mark now, and I think he is going to be playing some keys for us. So let me shut that door. All right, let me turn it over to Mark. So did you want to say anything about what the song is, or just play?
Sure. This is, I've had lots of influences growing up, from country to bluegrass, a lot of classical too. But I thought I'd play an old a hymn tune, "What a Friend We Have in Jesus," but in the style of one of my country influences, Floyd Kramer.
All right. That is so awesome. If you don't want to take lessons from this guy right now, I don't know. There must be something wrong with you. Wow, that is beautiful. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you. That kind of ripped off Last Date by Floyd Kramer.
And you teach piano.
I do, yeah. Been teaching piano for years and years and years.
Awesome. Very cool. So if they want to learn piano right now, the closest location, would that be Madison?
Yeah, Rivergate area.
Okay.
Very, very north Madison. It's almost Hendersonville. Yeah, not far from here at all.
Okay. And who knows, maybe someday, he'll be in Springfield.
Well,
We did just bring a piano over last week.
have them contact you. We'll see what we can do.
Ooh, that sounded promising. Very cool. All right. Well, we have about 18 minutes left. So I know that you also lead worship over in Madison. What church is that?
It's Faith Baptist Church.
Faith Baptist. Okay. And do you want to give a little plug there so people can know what time those services are? And
Sure. On Sundays, we have Sunday school at 9:15. Church worship starts at 10:30. We'd love to have you there. If you want to sing, let me know, and we'll give you a spot to sing. We're having a special Sunday this Sunday for the 250th. After the worship service, we'll be going to the gym, and we're going to have a dinner and things going on over there. So this would be a good Sunday to come check us out.
oh, very cool. So that the meal is right after the service. Okay. All right.
We also have a big homeless ministry there if you'd like to come help us with the homeless ministry. All you have to do is ring the doorbell Monday through Friday to get a sack lunch. So we need people to help prepare those. And once a month, we have a community meal for the homeless or anybody who wants to come inside and cool off, or depends on the weather. If you're going to cool off, stay dry, or heat up. But everybody comes in and we fellowship together and have a nice sit-down meal once a month.
Very, very cool. Hear that? So if you're looking for, there's so many wonderful churches in this area. That's one thing that I just, we have so many friends that we go to so many different churches. But yeah, so if you're looking to get involved with the homeless ministry, or you want to sing in a choir under Mark.
Well, we don't have a choir, but if enough
Not
people
yet.
come, I guess we would.
Oh, okay. So you're looking for worship team people?
Or just someone who's got a song to share. Solo.
What do you think,
From
Stephen?
the audience.
Question from the audience.
So many people learn music and singing, and they learn to play instruments because they were in church. And their parents say, you're going to take piano lessons from the organ lady at church, which we all did when we were kids, right? But some people say, well, what age should I start my child on piano lessons?
Yeah. Well, that depends on the teacher that you're using. My favorite age to start is 4 years old.
Oh.
I've heard a lot of piano teachers say, well, I want the kid to know how to read first, which to me, to read a book first, I think that's crazy. If the teacher knows what to do with the kid, 4 is a great age. I've even taught a 3-year-old.
Wow.
And she performed on recital. So you just got to know what to do with them. And once again, I compare it to talking. You learn how to talk just quite naturally, and then you learn how to read. And if you showed a kid a book and said, look, you're going to say all these words, it would be overwhelming. And so when you put sheet music up in front of a kid at his first lesson, and he doesn't know how to wiggle his fingers yet, and he doesn't know his instrument yet, and he doesn't know how to read this yet. You're trying to get all of that skill set simultaneously. And so I teach you to play first. I teach you to play for several weeks. I've got this improv system that just gets you wiggling and rocking and rolling in no time, accompanying yourself for singing. So I teach 2 tracks. One track is the reading and classical and a great traditional approach, and the other track is here's how you jam. I had this lady come to me a few years back. She was probably in her 30s, late 30s, and she took piano lessons from 1st grade to 12th grade. And she played, not from me, and she played at her church and had been a paid staff accompanist for years and years and years, and could play any octavo that the worship leader put in front of her for the choir, could play these huge piano solos for offertory. So she came to me and played this big, I don't know, a Dino arrangement or something. I said, well, that's very nice. I said, can you play Happy Birthday now? And she said, sure, do you have the sheet music?
Oh, my goodness.
I said, you're almost 40. You've played since 1st grade, and you can't play Happy Birthday.
Oh, my goodness.
You should never even need the sheet music for Happy
Right.
Birthday. You should be able to play it by ear.
Yeah.
I should be able to say, could you play Rocky Top? Can you play, play some Amazing Grace? So what these people of that ilk have done is they've learned to type. Do you speak German? Do you know the German? Okay. If I write a letter in German and ask you to email it for me, my email's down. Would you email this letter in German? You could, even though you don't speak German, you could type my letter up and send it for me. And then I say, Lee Murray, what'd you think of what my letter said? Oh, I don't know what it said. Oh, but you typed it up. Yeah, but I don't speak German. Well, that's what these people are doing. They're seeing this jot, this tittle, this little line, this little space, and they're typing it into their piano. And they're maybe craftsmen, but they're not musicians. So I teach you the other part first. I teach 270 positions of chords that I had an 8-year-old learn all 270 in 1 year. Now, his dad was a captain in the Marines, and he brought him to the lessons. So everybody doesn't learn them that quickly. His dad would say, you get in there and do what Mr. Mark said. So it just shows you what discipline can do. But you learn all these chords, and then I've got these little wiggles, these patterns, these accompaniments that get you rocking and rolling, and you do these until you don't need them anymore. You're just jamming.
Nice.
And you just improvise based on the groove of the song and what it requires.
Wow.
Question from the audience.
Question from the audience.
Some people have been told, older people have been told, that they want to learn to play an instrument like piano, but they're already too old and they can't learn because they're too old. Can you bust that myth for us?
Sure, yeah, no. Obviously, as a matter of fact, I've gotten several senior adults from doctors who recommended it for either arthritis or just for the
Mental
stimulus. Yeah. Seniors can do it. It's a good thing, both physically and mentally.
Well, and that's a good point because, music is just so good for all of your systems, and when we all know that, stress causes a lot of, disease in our bodies. So, adding in that musical component, and for memory retention. And
this is a bit morbid, but like during an autopsy, they can tell if you were a pianist.
Oh.
The center line between your two spheres gets so thin from the constant communication. Playing the piano will light up every region of your brain. There's no other activity except for like illicit drugs that'll do that.
Wow.
And you can Google that. That's science.
Wow. So piano specifically, not
Piano,
just...
not singing, not violin,
All right. Well, if that isn't reason right there for everybody to want to take lessons, Wow. Very cool. So we are speaking to Mark Thomas. He is a singer, actor, songwriter, worship leader, encourager, music director. You've directed so many shows. You've also been involved with some other productions. What were those? I thought I remembered you talking about some other shows that you've been in.
Well, I've done
Directing.
a lot of acting. I'm the lead actor in Casting Crowns' visual album.
Oh,
They did a visual album of 11 of their songs. They turned them into like you're watching each song has a video, but they're not independent of one another. Each video tells a part of the story. It's like you're watching a movie in episodes. They released one a week on Fridays, and it was just like people couldn't wait to see what was happening next.
Oh, how fun.
And we won the Dev Award for that video.
oh, that is so cool. I'll have to watch that. So what was it called?
It's a cast. If you go to YouTube and just put Casting Crowns, there are 11 parts. Just put Casting Crowns Part 1, Casting Crowns Part 2.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Visual album.
Awesome. Anything else that you want to recommend people go check out on YouTube?
You can find me on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay, so he is, and I did post on my Facebook page. I do have a link to his Facebook page. And then also, guys, just remember to get signed up early for this spot. You want to make sure you save your spot. This is going to be July 11th, Saturday in Springfield, 5 p.m. to 6:30, Songwriters Workshop. And, I don't know if you saw this, but I posted on one of the sites, actually, I think it was the Nashville Musicians site, who would be interested in having a songwriters round in Springfield. And right away I had 6 people.
Wow.
Yeah. So I already touched base with one of them yesterday, and I said, do you live around here? Because it'd be great to have some people, if they are local in Robertson County, to maybe help with that, because I've never put that together before. And she said, yes, I'm in Greenbrier. And so I think that would be, the Well in the Square Ballroom, I think would be a really great
Cool.
place to have that. So if you're interested in that songwriter round, you can also private message me on Facebook. But for Mark Thomas, you can let him know if you want to take voice lessons or piano lessons or songwriting or acting, right?
Yes.
Okay. And I know
The
you.
songwriting workshop, that's for in any level. We'll just totally customize that. You can be a want to get started writer, or you can be an experienced writer.
Oh, very good. Awesome. And, maybe it's something that sounds completely new to you and you've never done anything like that at all. Well, hey, come on out, $25 for an hour and a half with somebody with so much talent.
And it's air conditioned.
It is very air conditioned now. The air conditioning is fixed and beautiful inside Well in the Square.
And it's hot outside.
That's right. It is very hot outside. All right. We only have about 7 or 8 more minutes. I do want to remind you tonight, because it's Thursday, the Mark Trammell Quartet. I don't know if you've probably heard of them. They are going to be at Ebenezer in Greenbrier at 7 p.m. I've seen them there. They are so fun. And it is free for ages 18 and under. Above 18, they're suggesting having a $10 donation, but it's only suggested. They'll also take a love offering. But if you have not seen Mark Trammell live yet, you really should go, because it's just so much fun. And T. Rawls is the one who's been bringing these groups to us. T. Rawls has a Facebook page and a website called American Top Gospel. I don't know if you've met him yet, but I'd love for you to meet him. He's also the one that uploads all of the music for us, which the last person he uploaded a bunch of stuff for me was a bunch of Melanie Walker songs.
Oh, nice. She's awesome.
And so that's been fun playing hers after all of my shows. But so T uploads that. He's also in his own trio called The Higher Calling. And so, but anyways, he brings these groups out here. His father was also a musician. Maybe you knew him. But anyways, he does a great job bringing these groups in. So I just beg you guys to go and support them, because we want them to keep coming to, this area. And Mark Trammell was just amazing. I don't know if you've ever seen him live, but it's so much energy and creativity. So hopefully you guys will come out tonight, 7 p.m. at Ebenezer in Greenbrier. Super easy to find from Memorial Boulevard or 41 South. You just cross over those railroad tracks, and it's just hidden right back there in that area. So what am I missing, Mark? What anything else? Did you want to play another song?
Oh, again, if you want.
It's up to you. Whatever the Lord is leading you to do.
Okay. You want another hymn tune?
Sure. Anything at all. I love hearing you, so. All right. Again, this is Mark Thomas. He is local here in Middle Tennessee, and we are so happy to have him. Absolutely beautiful. Old Rugged Cross. One of our favorites. That was amazing, Mark. Oh, I could listen to you all day. I mean, if you want to do another one, you're more than welcome to do another one. Otherwise, we'll just talk a little bit. I did want to remind you all that July 18th, we are doing Pray for TN. I don't know if your county has that scheduled yet, but if you are living in Tennessee, you can go on the Pray for TN website and look to see where the closest event is going to happen. So that's something where every county in Tennessee gets together and prays at one day in July. And so July 18th is the one for Robertson County. Brother T. Rawls is going to be leading that up. And if you want more information, you can private message him, but just know it's at 12 o'clock noon on the beautiful historic courthouse steps in Springfield. And if for some reason it rains, head on into the ballroom at Well in the Square because we can help you out. Also, I want to tell you, you're going to be the first ones to know this. Well in the Square is going to have clogging classes. Oh, wow. Finally. We're super excited. Elizabeth Clark, who is a champion in both Tennessee and Kentucky, has agreed, and this was just, I mean, the ink is still wet on this, so I know a lot of people, including Laverne, has been saying she wants to learn how to clog, and she's, Elizabeth is part of Tennessee Rhythm, which is those amazing dancers, you probably see them on the Opry and different, and so Elizabeth is going to be doing those, and they're going to start up the first Monday night of August. So it's going to be all 5 Monday nights in August. And there are some incentives to signing up early. So stay tuned for that. But it's going to be at 6 p.m. at night, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. There will be classes starting in August. So that information will be going up on Facebook today. And then, of course, we do have the new catalog of classes for Well in the Square. And we're going to be passing those out at the Greenbrier 4th of July event. But then also you can get them around town at Crossroads Bookstore and such. So we have about 1 minute left. Any other parting thoughts? Just find you on Facebook. That's the best way to reach out to you?
Probably. I think
okay.
so, yeah.
Okay. No email address at this time? Or
Yeah, I got
Okay.
Mark J. Thomas 88 at Gmail.
Okay, Mark J. Thomas 88 gmail.com. Okay, excellent. Because as you can tell, he is an amazing person. Just musician, actor, songwriter. Anything else from our audience?
Well, some people are worried that if they start to take lessons, some people are worried that they have to learn to read music before they can play an instrument.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit more about that as we go out? Because I know that's really big. You want to get people playing.
Sure. Yeah. I start with the playing part, and then if you choose to want to read, that's good. Now, if you're a kid, I really try to, I don't even ask kids. I just do both tracks simultaneously. But if you're an adult and you want to just accompany yourself, or if you're an adult and you want to be able to write at the keys, instead of guitar or in addition to guitar, you don't ever have to learn how to read. Some of the best sessions players in the world don't read. But I tell kids, if you can't read, you can express yourself. If you can, read books. If in real life, if you can read, you can follow street signs. You can read, what did Plato say? What did Jesus say? You can read Shakespeare. And it's the same. If you learn how to read, you can see, well, what did Chopin do? What did Bach do? Beethoven, and also modern day people who write things down. It's good to do both, but you don't ever have to learn how to read if you just want to jam.
So, and that's good to know too
great
for maybe
question.
people that have, dyslexia. They might be like, oh, I can never do that. Well, they can. Awesome. Very good question. Thank you, studio audience.
Yes.
All right, guys, it is 8:01, which means we have to say goodbye, but it's been such a fun week, and I will still see you guys tomorrow and Friday. No, wait. Today's Thursday. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow's my last day filling in for U-Turn Laverne on 1 Street Over. And thank you again, Mark Thomas, for making the
Thank
trek
you.
in the morning.
It's been
I
a
know
pleasure.
asking musicians to come anytime before 11 a.m. is really it's a
It's
sacrifice. Thank you so much. I hope you can hang out for a couple minutes afterwards. All right, y'all. This has been Lee Marie in for U-Turn Laverne on 1 Street Over. Happy birthday, America 250. Make sure you guys are staying safe. Remember, if you missed any part of the show, please go back and watch it. We'll also see you guys tonight. Mark Trammell over at Ebenezer in Greenbrier. God bless. Make it a great day. 1100 WSGI.
1 street over, there's a life I could have known. Would have